All right, guys, welcome back. Different angle here. We're talking about our next game now. Swayze's back. We do have, of course,
Charlie. And today we're going to be doing it just a little bit different than we did last time. We'll be covering Metal Gear. And the big difference here is that this guy has played them.
Yes, I have.
And I haven't. So your knowledge base for actually playing them is going to be Swayze versus me.
Correct.
All of my information is coming from either hearsay or what I could do with my YouTube Wikipedia research.
Yeah, or what you read, or just based on how we get our knowledge too. Basically, is what it's for. But yeah.
So I'm going to try and ask the questions that those of you that haven't played Metal Gear would ask, and see what we can get going.
Okay, sounds good to me. Okay, going into this story here. Basically, yes, I have played basically all the games up to, not the new one, of course, the new Metal Gear 5.
Phantom Pain.
Phantom Pain. And I didn't know this. Charlie had to tell me this. It's actually a prequel. I did not know that, actually.
Well, it's a sequel to the long list of prequels.
Yeah. And
Yes.
As we see, that's how Kojima is. When he does any games he's done, he always does prequels.
Absolutely.
And sequels eventually. But yes, he does. And the factor of all the games he does, they're very confusing, I guess you would say. Where they go. Storylines, never just...
Right.
So
So
down the storyline.
the big confusion, and this is actually where, if you're going to play it, I would absolutely look this up and try and figure it out. But everyone's heard of Solid Snake.
Yes, they have.
But here's the problem, because Solid Snake showed up in Smash Brothers, right? So that's where a lot of people have gotten their information and who Snake is.
Yeah.
But where the confusion lies is Old Snake and Big Boss and Solid Snake and, oh god, there's more of them. There's Liquid Snake. There's actually several snakes.
Liquid Snake, Snake Eater, there's all these, personas.
Those are more call signs and not necessarily the same guy. For an example, Solid Snake is a clone of Big Boss.
Yep.
Who is both a protagonist and a villain throughout this series.
Yep.
From my understanding.
Yeah, that's what I remember. Basically, through the game, since I played them, the story arc and how it works is, no matter what, when Kojima writes a character in, or they're being specific about one character, is you may see that character die, but that doesn't mean necessarily that character is dead in the series. Literally, he has that horror. What's the words I'm looking for?
Lazy writing.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, I can agree with that on that aspect. But since like me, I'm like a horror buff film person. It's just never expect to have that be, oh, that person's dead, we're done. No, don't expect that. And I just think it could be lazy writing. It's true, but people like to see people come back sometimes.
Well, it's very much a trope of sci-fi, which is what this game series really is.
Yes, very much so.
It's solid in the roots of sci-fi, where nobody dies. It's like comic books. It's like, for an example, the big one. This started out way back in the '87 series, the original Metal Gear.
Yeah.
Where Big Boss turned out to be the bad guy at the end. By the way, spoilers.
Yeah, remember,
I'm sorry.
Guys. Remember.
So Big Boss turns out to be the bad guy. If you haven't played a game from 1987, first off, I shouldn't have to say spoilers. Anyway, so he turns out to be the bad guy. And then he dies at the end of the first game.
Correct, he does. I remember that.
And then he comes back in the second game, and people are like, oh, what the hell, I killed you. And it turns out that it's like, oh, no. That was just a look-alike. In the long list of clones, lookalikes, and other things of Big Boss. This guy has a way out of everything.
Yep. It's like I said, it's based on my theory about Metal Gear is like horror movies. Literally, he's that one psycho killer that will never die. There's always a basing on clones, or oh no, this is the same person, but it's not. It's this person. So same realism there. That's how I base this game off of. Is that and as Charlie does, poor writing. That's fair, because I'll admit, I don't read books that much. I really don't. And maybe that's why my horizons aren't as wide as like Charlie is. Charlie, he's a library of information. Everything becomes that. It's true.
Yeah. All right.
And your opinion, it counts. Even for the people to understand that too. Yeah. Do I understand why he says that? No, I actually don't. I'll admit that. I don't.
I've got questions too. Like here's a great question.
Okay.
So, the eye patch.
Yeah.
That both Big Boss and Solid Snake and all these guys wear throughout the series.
Yep. I've
been watching the commercials. They've been using the eye with the eye patch.
Yeah.
To look down the scope.
Yeah.
Is that are we going like full anime here where eye patches don't mean anything?
In a way, I do believe that's true. Like, I can answer that question honestly. That's exactly what it is. It's that I've been tortured and this and that, but do you really know if his eye's there, or do you know? It's just
Did you just switch it from eye to eye?
And the thing is, if you concentrate on that, you could think that literally. You could almost go with that. Some games it stays that way, like Sons of Liberty, after it came out, Metal Gear Solid. All the time, camera angles were so different, and you would think, you reminded me there that, oh wait, wasn't that the other eye? And there was some scenes, no eye patches. It was great. It's like,
well, it is a Japanese game, and
yeah.
I'm starting to believe, and this may be incredibly stereotypical and racist of me, and I'm sorry in advance, but in Japan, are eye patches not a thing?
I don't know.
Somebody tell me, because literally every anime where somebody's wearing an eye patch, there's a secret hidden underneath that eye patch.
Or something, or it's just, this is where I've kept this for all my life.
Nobody except for Stan's dad off of American Dad is wearing an eye patch just because they lost an eye.
Okay, yeah.
Alright, so I've spent way too much time on the eye patch, sorry.
No, we're good. Alright, moving on, of course in 1987, the very first game was developed to come out, of course. And it was actually not console-based, as we know. It was a computer-based system, basically, that they have for a computer system, a MSX2 computer, basically, to, they were learning how to do that, and then they went console-wise to make more money, basically.
So the first game, Metal Gear, came out in 87?
Yes.
The original one. This game series is as old as I am.
Yeah, me too.
Which is super fun. Yeah. But the first two really... That's just what they were. They were Super Nintendo or regular NES games. Yeah. Regular NES games, and they did what they were supposed to do. It's very much in the same line as how Saints Row took off from being a Grand Theft Auto clone to their own real thing.
Same genre. They became a competition versus Grand Theft Auto versus Saints Row, as versus Metal Gear is to Splinter Cell.
So Splinter Cell went the straight track, very realistic, very, very, very much Tom Clancy.
Yeah.
That's what, yeah. So Splinter Cell went the straight route, but the Metal Gear series kind of just went off the rails. It just went to Crazy Town, and really you get to Crazy Town when you start having just numerous clones, but I think really when you introduce a boss that is so crazy enough to break the fourth wall and do it very, very well.
Yeah.
And that was Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah, that, oh my God.
The first game out of the entire series that really just started its own thing. It's the basis of the entire series.
Yeah. That game, Kojima brought that out, and this is when his... how do I put it? His scale, his stardom, people were starting to recognize this game. And here's my funny part: a story where I basically, I played Metal Gear back in the '90s, literally. A7, I was 1 year old. Of course, I wasn't playing it. That's when they were, bringing it out. And I played it back in '96 when I played the other ones, and it was fun. It was cool, But technology these days are way more advanced. But I say Kojima, when it came to '98, when Metal Gear Solid came out, I was 12 or 11. I can't remember. In that range.
It was a big thing.
It was so
a
huge.
Huge thing.
Yeah,
I remember people talking about it, but honestly, I've never been into first-person shooters or even third-person shooters. Really, it's not really my thing. Yeah. Except for Hitman.
Yeah, it has its genre and how it is. And they're all different. It's just they want more of the stealth route. What can you do? How can you beat this? Through Metal Gear.
Well, that was really the big thing between Splinter Cell and this game is Splinter Cell you end up having to replay those missions just time and time again,
Over
having
and
to do
over
it
and
a
over.
very, very specific way. But from what I've gathered about this series, is that it's not so much about replaying missions, but following the story arc. So it's, hey, like I was told the story of a sniper battle between, was it Wolf? Sniper Wolf?
Okay.
I think that's her call sign.
Okay.
Either way, so you end up leaving somebody to die out in the middle. She gets shot, but you can't go out there because you're, the sniper fire, right?
Yeah, right. I remember
And so, anyway, you have to leave her there and go get a sniper rifle. And then you end up having this huge sniper battle between this other sniper.
Mm-hmm.
And then by the time you get down to her, there's this bloody trail leading off. She's gone, right?
Right.
So, at the end of it, it's either you do it and she dies, or you do it and she lives.
Right.
But there's not a set path.
Yeah, no, there never is. It's just, yeah, it's always how that game was. And what blew me away was a lot of people in that day, in 98, it wasn't, games were not a thing to be longer. Like, it was, like, today's society, people like a good, long game, like to sit down and play through. And that's how society is. Like Charlie, on the other hand, he doesn't. It's...
You tell a good, solid story in 30 minutes, I'm happy.
Yeah. And the thing is, to me, it's more about the story, but number one thing I look for is mechanics in a game. That is my number one thing.
Yeah.
Number one
thing.
God, I don't care if it's a AAA title like Call of Duty and it's making billions of dollars. If the mechanics are not good, it's the same thing I've seen every day, and every time I have played them, then I don't want to play it. I'm done. If the mechanics really do suck, or it's the same thing over and over.
Oh, by the way, when I love story, I love story, but look, if you make me read everything about the story, I'm click, 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 click. I don't. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like God, RPGs are the worst.
They can be, yeah. Like, I still love RPGs, but the problem is...
I love RPGs, but I like the gameplay more than I do.
Exactly. I agree so much.
Because stories in RPGs are so... There's again, I love them. I love RPGs, and some of the stories are really cool, but they make you...
It's overrated. It really is.
Read word bubbles. Final Fantasy.
That's, eventually, guys, we will probably talk about Final Fantasy.
Click, 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 click,
Click,
click,
click, click, click, click.
click.
Here's the thing. One thing I'll say.
Click, 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 click.
Over and over and over again. Basically, click, click, click. But my problem is, in the beginning, I thought Final Fantasy games were amazing. I really did. I did,
We're reviewing Metal Gear, right?
I know, right?
We'll get to Final Fantasy.
Eventually.
That's...
But, no, coming back to Metal Gear, though, it's just, same thing. You're talking about stories, talking about that, it's click, 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 click all the time. Are they getting better? Yes, they are. And what they're doing is, like Troy said, if you just click, they're giving you the storyline, they're giving you the movie. So more games these days are coming more, what's your aspect on more video time of a show going on as you're playing the game, and then there's another story, as in you're watching it, not reading it. Is that better to you in your aspect, or not?
In my opinion, it comes down to, is it used well? If I have to watch, again, crowding of cinematics in a storyline that I don't care about, look, you can spend all the money in the world on cinematics and I don't give a crap.
Okay, that's fair. I can understand that.
Or if you have a minute-long cinematic in between a game mechanic that I want to play, like I want to get down to it,
yeah,
then why? What's the purpose? But if it ties into it, that's where I really like it. If it's really telling a story, you do your portion, then it tells a story, you do your portion, and it's a nice give and take between the two.
Right.
I'm all for it.
Okay.
So
an
example, Soul Calibur.
Okay.
Should not have cinematics.
That's fair, because, that's the thing. One thing you can say straight off about what comes cinematics for them and video games, like you have like Street Fighter or other games where it's just straight, sweet to the point. Is there a storyline? Yeah, but it's not in the game. It's over here, off to the side. You can go read this. You can come play the game now.
Yeah.
And it's true.
If I have to re-watch a cinematic, It's garbage. Instantly garbage. The whole game. I don't even care.
Hey guys, I just wanted to thank you guys for coming out and watching the video with us for Evo Gaming, of course, and please come back next time.
Absolutely. Thank you guys for coming out and seeing us this time. Make sure to come back for future videos. Click that subscribe button. Any comments you feel are right, negative, positive, we like them all. So just make sure to keep on coming back.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. We'll see you guys next time.